Hi, I'm Auntie Tam. Welcome to my channel. For those of you who are coming back, who are regular followers, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I hope you'll find something here of value to you. And I talk about mental health awareness, and I talk about life skills and life advice as well. So it's a bit of a package. Before I begin, I must just let you know that I am not a psychologist, psychiatrist, counselor, or any kind of medical professional or psychological professional whatsoever. I am speaking to you purely from my own lived experience. Ready? Let's begin. Okay, so today we are going to talk about accountability. Last week, we had a video where I spoke about victim blaming, particularly when it comes to the new age kind of thought of the law of attraction and the secret, and how that is encouraging victim blaming. You're more than welcome to have a look at that video if you haven't already. I'll put the link below so you can have a look. And today I really want to follow on from that and talk about accountability, because I realize that by saying that a lot of stuff is victim blaming in the whole law of attraction kind of mindset, um, I also want to make sure that we understand that blame needs to be apportioned where it needs to be apportioned. And if you are to blame, it's important that you take accountability, that you take responsibility for your actions, that you do something to remedy the situation. Because always blaming it on someone else or something else is not productive. And what we call in Buddhist terms, it is unhelpful. So what I want to talk about is how we can recognize when we need to be accountable and how we can take responsibility for our actions. What is accountability? Accountability is acknowledging your role in a situation which may have caused harm or hurt or difficulties for someone or something else. Okay, that's quite simple, I'm sure. So when we talk about accountability, I think it's very easy to say, but that's not my fault. I didn't have a role in that. Most of the time, when somebody hurt your feelings, yes. And when they've done something to harm you, yes. If they've betrayed you, yes. But at the same time, we need to look also at the things that we've done to hurt others. So if I have said something hurtful to somebody, and they've come to me and they said, listen, your words really hurt me. I need to be accountable for those words because they came from my mouth. And I will say, I'm really sorry that my words hurt you. Is what can I do to help remedy the situation? And often when you start opening up the conversation, you will find a way through. Talking from my own experience, I had a situation where I was physically attacked when I was having a panic attack. I was grabbed by the hair and shaken. And when I approached this person who's actually quite close to me, and I said, listen, when you did that, it was harmful and it actually caused some deep hurt and deep scarring in me. And the person's response was, oh, I don't remember doing that. Well, if I hurt you, I'm so sorry. When we're taking responsibility for our actions, we need to be aware of the other person's feeling. It's their experience. For them, it's real. For them, what happened is real. So so in that instance, that apology meant very little to me. It meant nothing because, one, oh, I don't remember doing that. Right? And two, if I hurt you, that's not an apology. If the word if comes into your apology, it's not an apology. Because what it's saying to the other person is, yeah, I don't really think I hurt you. But if you think I hurt you, sorry, ne? So if you've made a mistake, like, I mean, we've all made mistakes. We have forgotten um, dates, where birthdays. We've forgotten to turn up at an event. We've forgotten to make that phone call that the boss asked us to make. And it is so ingrained in us to go, oh no, no, I didn't, not my fault. But it's important to own up to that. It's important to say, yes, you're right, I did that. I forgot to make that phone call. Uh, yes, I forgot your birthday. Yes, I forgot um, to that the event was on that day, and open up the conversation, particularly if it's something incredibly difficult to talk about. Um, Again, from my own experience, I had spent about 2.5 years, and this is a part of my life I really don't talk about, but 20 years ago, I was in an abusive relationship with a man. Surprise. Yes, and I was actually married to a man for 4 years of my life. Surprise again. Um, and About 2 years after the events of that relationship took place, he phoned me, and it started out with him taking responsibility for what had happened, and he had said, I realize now I'm in therapy. I realize now that I abused you. I realize now that my actions were hurtful and my words were hurtful, and I'm just calling you to say that I'm so sorry that I hurt you. Great, right? Then he said, but actually it's not really my fault, because he said it's not actually my fault because I was abused as a child. That's also not taking accountability, and that's also not taking responsibility. That's also not a proper apology because um, it was then put all back on me again. That what had happened was all my fault, because then he went into how um, I did this and I did that, and that's why the abuse took place, because I did X, Y, and Z. Yeah, I'm not going to go into detail on this one. So when we have a situation in which we are the ones who have done wrong, whether it's a mistake, a simple mistake like, man, I forgot to phone that client. Let me quickly phone them now. You know, or it's an even bigger thing. It's like, yeah, I pulled you by the hair when you were having a panic attack. I didn't know better at the time. I'm so sorry. That is proper taking responsibility. That's not a, like what I call a foofy apology or a foofy owning up. And we don't want to think of ourselves as having done something wrong. We don't like thinking of ourselves as not such good people. We don't like thinking of ourselves as not nice or having done something not nice. We do. We're human. We do. I have. You know, we all have. So, what can you do to take responsibility and accountability in a positive, affirming way that brings healing? Um, what I feel, and this is just my opinion, if you want to do something different, I understand, but I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. But what I feel the best approach is to own up. Yes, I did that. Number one, own up. Yes, I did that. Number two, sincere apology. I am so sorry I hurt you. I am so sorry. Mean it. If you don't mean it, it means fuck all. Then offer. How can I remedy the situation? can we have a conversation about this? How can we heal this together? So in the case of where I was physically attacked during a panic attack and my hair was pulled, water was thrown in my face, I was shouted at. The proper approach, I think, that that person could have taken would be to say, you know, Tam, I honestly don't remember that, but I acknowledge your feelings. I acknowledge how that would be incredibly hurtful and damaging to you. How can I make that up to you? I am so sorry that this was your experience. How can I make it up to you? Can we have a conversation about this? Can we work it out? That would have been better. And think about the way that you take responsibility and accountability. Yes, if it's just a simple mistake, like I put a tea bag into the cup instead of your coffee, and I've made you tea instead of coffee. I'm so sorry. Let me quickly make you a cup of coffee. Easy. That's really easy. I mean, those little things, easy, sorted. But for the bigger things, where you've really gone and deeply wounded somebody else, it's really important to step up, own that. Number one, own it. Number two, apologize. Number three, remedy. And if there is no remedy, if the person says to you, actually, you know what, I want nothing to do with you anymore, what you did to me was so hurtful, I felt so betrayed, we're done, respect that. Because that is obviously their process and that they need to work through that on their own. And whether that means they are in your life or not, that is their choice. You have stepped up, you have taken responsibility, you have said sorry. And it's important that we do that. It's important that we approach taking responsibility for the hurt that we've caused with love and compassion, and then acceptance, whether the outcome is what we want or not. Because a person can turn around and say, hey, listen, I can't even remember that you did that, but hey, it's cool, you and I are fine. Great. If they say yes, no, you know what, I'm done, accept that too. Respect the outcome. It's easy for the little things, again, like I say, the little things like, sorry, I made you coffee instead of tea, or tea instead of coffee. It's like, nah, it's fine, whatever. Those are easy. It's the big thing. Big thing. And I see a lot of people not taking responsibility, a lot of people not being accountable, a lot of people making excuses and laying blame somewhere else. And I want this to be something that we look at to balance last week's video where I'm talking about victim blaming. No, it's not good to be victim blaming, but on the other hand, we also need to take responsibility for our actions and for what we've done to hurt others. And again, approach with love and compassion, with understanding, with the goal to open a conversation and then respect the outcome. It might not be the outcome you want, but respect that outcome. Thank you very much. I'm Auntie Tam. See you next week.